Hey everybody, Trainer Joe here. I want to talk to you about the key to Christian weight loss. If you haven't subscribed, be sure and hit the subscribe button. And if you haven't done my 21-day transformation, you should do that. There's a link in the description. So let's look at it. What is the key to Christian weight loss? And you might be thinking, well, what about me? I'm not a Christian. I want to lose weight too. Sorry, go watch something else. I'm kidding. Watch this and you'll get something out of it as well. Because everyone is invited to participate in my program. But I do probably have a pretty high percentage of people that would call themselves Christians or Christ followers or believers. So I want to address this. First of all, what has to happen to lose weight? Only one simple thing. You need to burn more energy than you consume. You need to burn more calories than you take in. That's it. And it is helpful to look at calories as energy because that's what they are. So you take in energy, you burn energy. If you don't burn the energy, then you store the energy. That's fat. That's why you're overweight. Period. But it's hard, Trainer Joe. It's hard to do that. I don't know how to do that. It doesn't seem to happen for me. My life is confusing and things are coming at me. Life's coming at me fast. Right. That's why we want to talk about the key to Christian weight loss. Weight loss is not primarily a physical issue. And if you read Scripture, you'll see that our struggle is not against flesh and blood. Whatever struggle. It's not against flesh and blood. It's a spiritual struggle. We are dealing more with emotional, mental, and spiritual issues than we are physical issues when it comes to weight loss. But people oftentimes do not want to hear that. Because what they want, if I can say it gently, is an excuse. There's something wrong with me physically, so I have an excuse for being overweight. I'm not saying there's not something wrong with you physically, but there's probably not. I don't know. You think, oh, you have no idea what I got going on. P, this and Jimmy that and all this stuff. And people get so mad, but I'm not saying everything's not going to be perfect for you. You're going to have issues in your life that you're going to have to deal with anyway. So you need this one thing, and that's grace. It says in 2 Corinthians, my grace is sufficient for you. My power is made perfect in weakness. Did you know that if you didn't have any weakness, that there's really no room for grace? It's because you have a weakness and you're like, I can't do this. Grace, a definition of grace is unmerited divine assistance given to humans for their sanctification or regeneration. Isn't that what a Christian's about? Being sanctified, regenerated, purified, becoming more like Christ? How do you do that? Through grace. The weaker you are, the more room you have for grace. Jesus said, I have food that you know not of. He said, my meat is to do the will of the Father. And after a 40-day fast and being tempted by the devil, he said, man shall not live by bread alone. We need to be able to receive. You know how many people I've talked to that are spiritual people that are 40, 50, 60 years old, and they say, I have never prayed about my weight. I worked with one pastor, Pastor Kurt. He lost 80-something pounds. He's great. He's changed. He's different. He's lost the weight. He's fit. He said, I realized that I needed to invite God into this as I do in every other part of my life. We tend to want to protect this area because we simply want to feed our flesh. I was driving my RV the other day, getting ready to sell it. A lady was driving from Nashville to Lexington. I was excited. It was ready. It was looking good. Backing out of the driveway where I stored it at my mother-in-law's, I had a door open. A major door open, and it hit the house and it ripped it off. My wife was standing there and she saw it. I saw it. The lady was almost there to look at the RV, so close it didn't make sense to even call her and tell her to turn around and go home. The RV's been seriously damaged. Do you know what I needed in that moment? So that I didn't yell, so my wife didn't cry, so I didn't cry, so she didn't yell. You know what I needed? I needed grace. And a lot of people just want to yell and scream, complain, and dwell on the issue and eat. Eating's going to get me through this instead of saying, God, I need your grace. I need you to help me through this. But here's what a lot of us do. You know what? Grace would be good, but I think ice cream will work. God says, hey, I've got something for you. And you're like, no, pizza will do it. These chips and cookies will do just fine. But God's like, no, I really have something for you that will actually help you. And we're like, oh, I've got this cookie here. Will do me just fine. Don't be mad at me. I really care, and I'm probably right, but you don't like it because you want an excuse. I'm going to end it there, brother, because that's what you needed to hear today. Trainer Joe telling you to remember, train your brain and transform your body.